Let's talk about some advanced goal setting and goal achievement practices. So these are some fundamentals. This is sort of going to be a high level overview. It may inspire you to add or even reevaluate some of your current goal achievement practices. So we can start with the basic, okay? And that is you have to be very clear about what it is that you want. If you have a very vague idea of what it is that you want to achieve, it is going to be incredibly difficult to focus enough energy on that goal to actually achieve it. So let me give you an example of this. If you're saying to yourself, I want more money, that is incredibly vague. Your subconscious mind could say more money is 500 extra bucks. Okay. And on some level, you know that that's not really what you want, but you have to clearly define it within yourself so you can really focus your mind and your energy on the achievement of that goal. So this is going to require some honest introspection. You can journal, you can meditate. If you're feeling like you're a little bit blocked on what this may be, you may need to do a little bit of inner cleanup work. So using some of the different tools and techniques like EFT on what your blocks are, what your fears are, what your limiting beliefs are that are interfering with your ability to be clear and honest with yourself about what it is that you really want. So now let's use an example here of a more clear goal. I want a specific type of vehicle. I know the make, the model, the year, the color. I know whether I want it. It's going to be, gas or electric, right? You have clarity. I know how much that particular type of vehicle costs. Okay. I know that I want it to have the luxury package with the heated seats and the remote start. Okay. That type of clarity is very, very helpful when it comes to achieving a specific goal. Okay. Now, maybe you only know I want a new car. I don't like my car. I just want something that I love. Then what I'm going to encourage you to do is really get clear on how you want to feel. Okay. So how do you want to feel when you look at that car in the driveway or in your garage? How do you want to feel when you're sitting inside of that car? How do you want to feel when you're driving that car? We can bypass some of those specific details if we're not clear on those, if we get very, very, very clear on the energy that we will embody when we are having that goal, having that manifestation. Okay. So there's two different ways that you can clarify the goal. So be honest with yourself. How clear are you on your goal? If there's room for improvement, I'm going to encourage you to take some time to really get clear. Like I said, you can journal about it. You can meditate on it. You can use any number of different processes. Go dream building. You want a car? Go to some car dealerships. I want a BMW, I want a Mercedes, I want a Rolls Royce, whatever it is. You go to the dealerships, you look at the different cars. That's helping you to clarify in your mind what your preferences are. It's also helping make it more real to you. It's building the belief muscle. Okay. When you are able to really start to pull together the specifics, you are now leveraging your mental power and those universal forces that allow the creation process to unfold. All right, now I'm going to talk a little bit about some practices that you can do to begin to align yourself with your goal. You don't have to be highly metaphysical to understand the importance of this. Let me give you an example. If you say, I want a successful multi-million-dollar company, but you're simultaneously negative, pessimistic, filled with self-doubt about your ability to achieve that goal, you're not going to take the actions that are required. And the actions that you do take are going to probably be very lackluster and fall flat on actually accomplishing anything that is building positive momentum towards the achievement of that goal. So on a really practical level, we can see that your mindset, right, your ability to align with what you want is essential to the creation of it. Okay. But now let's get a little metaphysical. Let's talk about these universal principles that govern this physical manifested reality that we live in. Okay. When you are in vibrational resonance with something, you will attract that into your life. So a lot of people have heard of the law of attraction. A lot of people understand to some degree how the law of attraction works, but there are other universal laws that also are an important part of the creation process as we experience this physical manifested reality. So we know that in order to have physical experiences, we have to take action. Okay, mention that real briefly. If your mindset's not right, you're either not going to take the actions at all that you need to take, or when you do take the actions, you're not going to get the desired result. Action is energy in motion. So when we start with the right energy, it is going to then cause, law of cause and effect, cause the right types of action that are going to move us closer towards that desired outcome, towards that goal. Okay. Now, I also want to briefly infuse another universal law that is oftentimes not talked about, and that is the law of divine timing. We also have the law of gestation, it is sometimes referred to. That is a critical element of creating our goals. That's why you can have a desire and it very likely will not manifest instantaneously. Everything has its germination period. So when you are planting this seed, this desire, this goal, okay, your goal is this seed, and you're planting it in fertile soil. That's your mindset. That's your energy. Okay. That is making sure that you're eliminating any limiting beliefs that could become obstacles to you taking the right actions and achieving that desired outcome, right? We want to be a vibrational match to what we want, not a vibrational match to what we don't want. So now we've planted that seed. We have that desire. We've clarified that goal. And we're taking action. Now, when you take actions, do you always get the desired result? Not necessarily. And that is because in many cases, there is this divine timing element. And that includes another universal law and principle, which is understanding that we are going to encounter the resistance and the undesirable challenges the obstacles, the adversities that are required for us to release and let go of those old beliefs, that old self-image that is not a vibrational match to what it is that we want. So there is a cleanup process that is in many cases occurring from the time that we clarify our goal, and even as we're taking action to achieve that goal, where we're going to bump up against our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, our limiting beliefs, our old self-image stuff that does not match what it is that we are creating, what our goal is. If your goal is to become a multimillionaire and you have a whole lot of beliefs in your subconscious mind that contradict that, you're going to continue to bump up against resistance, internal obstacles, self-doubt, manifesting adversities that are going to all be these opportunities for you to shift those old beliefs, to shift your self-image, to become, to embody the vibration and the mindset of the person you need to be in order to be at this level to be the multimillionaire. Okay, so these are fundamental principles that most people are not explaining or teaching when they're talking about goal setting. And it's so easy when you encounter these obstacles to say, oh, well, I guess it's just not going to happen for me. Something's wrong with me, or other people can do it, but I can't. I don't have what it takes. I'm not smart enough. I'm not skilled enough. God doesn't love me, whatever your stories are. Okay. And when we can look at what's really going on and understand these universal principles that are at work in our life, now we can demystify the process. Now we can take the superstition out of the process. Okay. So going back to aligning with the frequency of what we want, this is an internal ongoing process. This is a reconditioning ourself process. This is a not just do it once and wait for divine timing for a moment when we're in enough of a non-resistant state and enough of a high vibration that the universe can slip something really good in there. Okay. We want to be deliberate, empowered creators in our life and in our business. So what that may look like is, right, you want to get strong. You're going to go and you're going to exercise your body consistently. You're going to build up those muscles with consistent practice. And as a business owner, or even if your goal is not for your business, if it is for the car or it is for the big, beautiful house, okay, no matter what the goal is, your body, your health, your material possessions, the relationships in your life, the types of employees you're attracting, your financial status, whatever it is, okay, you need to be practicing vibrational alignment with who you will be when you have that thing, okay? And you can do that through a number of different ways. So if you recall, I recently referred to dream building. Dream building is going out, or maybe even just doing research on your computer. You want to go on a trip. You want to spend 6 months out of the year in the Bahamas. How are you going to make that happen, right? You go dream building. You go looking at homes for rent, or homes a second home that you could purchase there. What is it going to take, right? Do you have the visa? Do you need, do you need to do certain things to make that a reality? What type of choices and decisions do you need to make about your home here to make sure that it's all secured up for that 6 months while you're living in a different country? The more energy, the more attention, the more focus you're putting into this, remember, you're creating positive particle flow. You're creating some mass now to this vibration that you are essentially working yourself into vibrational alignment with. Okay, law of resonance. So the law of attraction says like attracts like. And most people understand that if I want more money, then that means I have to be a vibrational match to more money. How do you do that? You immerse yourself in it and you make it a consistent practice. Okay. Journaling, journal yourself. How do I feel as a multimillionaire? Write it down. What does it look like? You start to actually embody the vibration as you are doing these types of exercises. Visualize it. Go into a meditative state. Visualize, imagine it, feel it. Okay. We want to really start to create the vibration of that in our state of being. And when we're doing these things, not only are we creating that vibration within ourselves right here, right now in this moment, and we're planting those seeds in our future for manifestation. But every time we're doing this, and this is why consistency is so valuable, we're reprogramming our subconscious mind. We know that with repetition, we are creating more neural pathways, right? Deeper neural pathways, more neural networks. We've got all these synapses firing in the brain, and it's creating these patterns, these habits of thought, okay? And we want to train our mind to work with us, to support us in creating this desired outcome. So the more often that you can see images, experience things, go places, people, places, and things, right? The things that help us to be in that vibration, the vibration of having that beautiful car, the vibration of having that beautiful home, the vibration of having the multi-million-dollar business. What can you surround yourself with? What books can you read? What audios can you listen to? Be feeding your mind, feeding yourself vibrationally with the essence, the vibration of what you want. The more often you can immerse yourself in that new energy, the more you are really feeding that manifestation and feeding your mind to support you in that self-image that aligns with what you want, aligns with you having that desired outcome, having that goal. So we've talked about quite a few different principles in here. The real takeaway for this advanced goal achievement video is clarify what you want. Remember, you can do that one of two ways. You can either be incredibly detailed and specific, or you can be more general, but get very, very clear and specific on how you want to feel. How will you feel when you have whatever that thing is that you want, and practice that feeling? Then we want to reinforce that. We want to become mentally and vibrationally aligned with what we want. And I believe Einstein had said it, and I don't remember the exact quote, but essentially what he had stated was that based on these laws of the universe, when we are vibrationally aligned with something, when we are in vibrational resonance with something, it is law. Okay. So we know that we have to align our thoughts. We have to align our emotions. We have to align vibrationally with what we want. The third piece I haven't covered yet, but this is really sort of the I guess you could say, the reason behind the Inner Game Academy is getting out of your own way. And there are tools that you can use to help you clean up some of those old disempowering beliefs, help you to change your self-image more efficiently and effectively. Utilizing hypnosis, utilizing EFT, utilizing the processes for releasing the negative emotional charge on old beliefs, visualizing and feeling, emotionally feeling what it is that you would prefer to create for yourself. These are powerful tools to help you with your goal achievement. We've all had goals that for one reason or another, we just could not seem to achieve. And there are always conflicting beliefs that we need to clean up. So as you are going through this process, you've clarified your goal, you're practicing vibrational alignment with it, you're visualizing and imagining yourself having it, you're surrounding yourself with people who inspire you to achieve that goal. You're reading books about achieving that goal, about having that goal. You're learning from mentors who've been there, done that. You're feeding off of that energy. You are dream building. You're going out, you're physically touching the things, you're seeing the things, you're building those neural pathways in your brain. You're making it more real to yourself. You're building vibrational mass towards the full actualization of your goal. When you bump up against self-doubt, negative self-talk, your mind is saying, it's too hard, it's not going to work. You're feeling very negative. You're in a bad mood. You're grumpy. You're out of alignment. Use the tools. Do some EFT, clean up those limiting beliefs, deep dive into what do you actually believe and expect, clean up the negative emotional charge on those things, pull those weeds out, okay? Those things slow down the manifestation. Or if, and this is very common, people will manifest their goal, that's what I call a mixed bag. It's what they want, but it's kind of peppered in with a whole bunch of negative stuff too. And that's because they didn't clean up that energy. So they were able to manifest what they wanted, but they also got a whole bunch of stuff that they don't want because they had beliefs and expectations that those things would come along with it. And that became a self-fulfilling prophecy. So do your inner work. All right. I hope this has been very, very helpful for you. Now, the next step is to actually put these things into practice and implement.